What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So there'll be no NBA games today. So that leaves tomorrow. Tomorrow should have been a star-studded affair, but because of the current outbreak, many stars will be absent. Now, what is good news is that Giannis Antetokounmpo is now available to play. Hopefully, he does play tomorrow. I believe the Bucks play tomorrow. But the game that at the beginning of the year, the game that many people thought was going to be the game of the night, the Christmas Day game, was going to be um, Nets versus Lakers. But in actuality, the more appealing game is going to be Warriors versus Suns. You know, most people had the Lakers and the Nets, the media especially, were pushing that as a possible NBA Finals preview. Well, as we all know, unless the Brooklyn Nets have Kyrie Irving available for all games, it's not going to happen. Even with a part-time status, I don't think it's going to be enough. Um, you know, you can't just have Kyrie Irving playing um, road games in the playoffs. It's just not enough. I don't think so. At least it's just not enough for him not to be out there as a full-time player. He helps definitely, but I think you need him full time to offset the team's other weaknesses, and they're glaring. Well, Kyrie Irving's not playing, not until he clears uh, quarantine. KD isn't playing, so now the Brooklyn Nets have to rely on the self-proclaimed greatest scorer in the history of the NBA, according to his 2019 commercial, James Harden. Okay, now can James Harden go back to his 2018 Houston Rockets peak form and carry this ragtag bunch of misfits that are the Brooklyn Nets to victory against the mighty Lakers? Well, they're not mighty right now. They're slow time, okay? Um, that's a whole nother video about how this Laker team is just not what people thought they were going to be, right? They don't have AD. They have a lot of players out still to health and safety protocol. The Brooklyn Nets have 10 players that are still out due to health and safety protocol. So, you know, a game that was supposed to be a matchup of titans is now going to be probably a game that we see a lot of turnovers, being that we got James Harden and Russell Westbrook on the floor. A lot of turnovers, sloppy basketball, a lot of missed shots, a lot of free throws, probably toward one particular player for sympathy. But will James Harden step up? Something tells me he might score 30 something points. I think the refs are going to give him a lot of fucking free throws. But I don't think he's going to have an efficient performance. I just don't see it in him, man. He has to convince me that he can come on national television in a pivotal sort of perhaps momentum shifting game and put up a stellar performance. People get on Steph Curry for underperforming, but my goodness, James Harden's on another level when it comes to that shit. And he never gets called out on it. Even Steph Curry gets called out by the media for sometimes not stepping up. But James Harden, this motherfucker, I don't know whether he's paying people off. I don't know whether he has dirt on certain motherfuckers like a mob boss. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the fuck it is, but they will not call out James Harden. Think about it. Do you ever hear anybody call this motherfucker out? And he's been struggling this year. Whereas Steph Curry's been having an MVP caliber season, and they still call him out. It perplexes me. James Harden is averaging 5 turnovers a game. Well, I mean, he could play better, but I mean, you can't knock the brother. What the fuck, man? Anyway, I predict a stat line of 9 of 27 from the floor, 3 of 12 from three, 7 turnovers, 15 of 18 from the line, 36 points, and I think Brooklyn may eke out a victory, a 1 or 2 point victory. I think one of those three threes that he hits will go in with 2 seconds left to go on the clock in the game. James Harden going to celebrate like he just won a title. And then I think Russell Westbrook going to heave up some air ball, a half court shot, and LeBron's going to lose 5 games in a row for the first time since I can't remember. And calls for trading AD or Rondo are going to reverberate throughout the sports world. That's what I think is going to happen. But tell me what you guys think.